Well, 7 years, 43 hours, and 5 seasons later, and The Boys has finally come to an end. And the ending was, yeah, man, I mean, it ended for sure. Was it good? No. Was it worth watching? Probably not. Am I happy to have watched it? I mean, who's to say? At its best, it was a very unique show with tremendous acting and interesting characters that we really have never seen before in television. The first two seasons were absolutely peak television to me, and I was genuinely excited to watch each episode. By the end of the show, it almost felt like the show was written by AI, or by a 12-year-old, or by an AI program that was created by a 12-year-old. The show ended up losing so much of what made it special and losing so much of what people loved about it. And it's honestly the saddest thing ever because the show had so much potential. Endless potential, infinite potential. And we would see it. We would see glimpses of amazing writing that got massively overshadowed by the amount of pure slop around it. Take Frenchie's death, for example. A death that was done really well, and then the funeral and the start of the final episode was just garbage and toilet humor and not funny and miserable. And I'm watching it and I'm like, is this the final episode of the show? Like, are we serious? We're doing this? It went on too long. I hated it. It felt like bad improv. Have you ever seen bad improv when they're just kind of like trying to be funny? It's not work. Who is it for? Can someone tell me who enjoy? It was just terrible, 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 terrible. And it sucks because when he was killed and he dropped that line that I actually think is one of the best lines in the show, when he's like, "Hey, Homelander, you have probably never danced a day in your life." I was like, oh man, this show is good. This writing is good. And then a minute into the next episode, and we're reminded that the show is writing is actually not good, and it's kind of terrible even. The ending of the show can pretty much be summed up with all smiles and hugs, and there was a pregnant woman, and the good guys won, and don't think about how Vought is still insanely powerful, and they're for sure going to keep doing what they're doing, and how Homelander might be dead, but the idea of him sure isn't. Don't think of that. Look at the dog. Look at her dog. Her dog is so cute, and she's in France because that's what she said, and Frenchie was also and the dog. Have you seen the dog? The good guys won! Hooray! And if it wasn't obvious, I do not think the show should have ended with the good guys standing tall. And if they did, some of them needed to die more than just Frenchie in the episode before. Like, I'm not saying that Homelander needed to win, and if Homelander didn't win, the show is trash. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is that if Homelander does end up losing, that's fine and good, but at least have him put up a fight. It was a 3 minute long fight scene that he kind of got dog walked in. He was winning for a little bit, but come on. A lot of characters in this show just did not end either in a satisfactory manner or in a manner that made sense with the consistency of the show. And I just felt like I could do it better. So over the next few videos, I'm going to look at 5 characters and how I would have wrote them and how they could have came out on top. And not just lived, but came out in a much better spot that they ended up in. Sister Sage was one of the characters that I ended up really liking from the moment she was introduced. I thought she was very interesting, her powers were cool, and it really felt like that the viewer was also trying to figure out what her game plan was, what her motives were, because it was obvious that most of the stuff that she was saying to Homelander was a lie. So us, as well as Homelander, were trying to figure out the truth together. I thought she came in really hot, really well written, seemed like an interesting character who was going to play a huge part in the story. And to be fair, she did play a huge part of the story, but just kind of fell off and wasn't as big of a part as I think she could have been. And you could make the argument that she actually did get a good ending, and I wouldn't disagree with you. Her ending of being just a dumb, normal person who gets to consume slop and go drink butterbeer in 110-degree Florida heat alongside obese American families on vacation. I mean, hey, that's not a bad life. But I want to look at another option, an option where she gets to keep her powers and she also achieves the goal that she laid out to Ashley when she confessed it. I actually hated when she told Ashley exactly what she was going to do. I think that was kind of the first sign that this character is going to go down the toilet because it does not match her character at all. She's supposed to be super smart and then she just decides to get drunk and give up her big plan, which puts her super, super at risk. Like, Ashley could have just told Homelander in theory and then she's dead. She would have no idea. There would be no outplaying that, no outsmarting that. So I actually hated that she did tell Ashley that, but she told Ashley that she wanted to be in her bunker in peace and quiet so she can read for the rest of time. And I think that there was actually a path for her to achieve that. I think the decision to have her become a good guy basically because her grandma was really nice to her and she was remembering all the amazing stuff that her grandma did for her and she wanted to make her grandma proud. Well, that was a nice little story and reason that she's good now. It was kind of stupid and out of left field, and especially out of left field for the character. So I'm going to kind of ignore that. I'm going to kind of scrap that entirely. I'm fine with her working with the good guys as long as it's going towards her end goal. She's the smartest person on the planet. Using both sides and playing both sides, I think, should be a huge part of that. And in my ending, she does just that. So let's say that everything in the show happens the exact same up until she's helping Frenchie get Kamiko her power that she's going to defeat Homelander with. She's working with Frenchie. She knows the formula. She's the smartest person on the planet. She knows that formula more than anyone else who has ever lived and who's probably ever going to live. She can manipulate and work it however she wants. And really, as long as Kamiko doesn't die, Frenchie's going to be none the wiser to it. He's just going to see the lights and Kamiko in pain, and he's just going to assume that what she did is correct. No one's going to question her. No one's going to question the math that they don't understand. So that happens, totally normal. Fast forward to when they're at the van. They need to test Kamiko's power. They don't tell her that they're intentionally going to get her mad. They need a legitimate test to see if she has it or not. So they test it, like in the show, and it works. Big bright light, Sage is hurt, she's bleeding. Now she's acting stupid. It looks exactly the same. Everything's playing out exactly the same. She's with the boys. She tells them when they have the meeting right before the final battle. She tells them that, dumb ideas, stupid ideas, they realize that it took away her powers. She's just a stupid, normal person now. She says she's going to Harry Potter World. They're like, all right, have fun, I guess. Go ahead. So away she goes, and the rest of it is just like the show. We see pretty much the exact same shots, the same pacing, same everything, up until the battle in the Oval Office. And that is where I will change some things. So, the battle's going on. Butcher's there, Ryan's there, Homelander's there, Kamiko's there. They're fighting just like the show. This time, though, Ryan and Homelander are really going at it. They're kind of the two focal points. Butcher is helping as much as he can. Kamiko is trying to get angry enough to blast him, is trying to help. Homelander's kind of 1v4ing, but Ryan's putting up a really good fight. He's the son of Homelander. He's super strong. He is exhausting Homelander pretty much, while Butcher and Kamiko contribute what they can, but spend a lot of the fight on the ground or trying to recover. Ryan's putting up a great fight. Finally, though, Homelander breaks free of him, throws him into the wall, and he goes through multiple walls, just wall after wall. There's so much force on the throw that he's breaking. He's going deep inside the White House. And Homelander being so exhausted dealing with Ryan that he slips up a bit and Butcher gets the upper hand on him. Butcher has him. He's holding him up or he's holding him down, whatever you prefer. Kamiko's about to shoot him. She can still have a little scene with the ghost of Frenchman Past come, and they have that. I thought it was really cringe and really stupid and not needed at all, but if they want it so bad, they can keep it. I'll allow them to keep it. So they have that scene, and then Kamiko gets mad, shoots. Bright light. Everyone flies back. The room is silent, completely silent. You can't hear anything. Butcher's dazed. Homelander's dazed. They're both just laying on the ground. And after a little bit, they start to stir. They start to wake up a little bit. They start trying to prop themselves up on different things. They're still on the ground, but they're sitting up now. They're looking at each other, both exhausted. Kamiko's passed out from the blast, from the energy it took from her to deliver it. Homelander's looking straight up. In walks through the walls, through the holes, deep from the White House, and walks Ryan. He's staring at Homelander. Homelander's looking up at him. You can see the rage in Ryan. He's almost crying. He's so mad. He's shaking. Butcher's just watching this unfold. Ryan's eyes start to glow red. We can see Homelander look terrified. Homelander's scared. He realizes that Ryan is still fairly strong. Homelander just had his power stripped. Now we see it from Homelander's point of view. We're looking up at Ryan. We know that this is going to be the last moments of Homelander's life. And then in a split second, a laser beam cuts through Ryan's neck and off rolls his head. It hits the ground loudly because the room is so silent, and it rolls slowly over to Butcher, who looks up at Homelander, who looks over to Kimiko, who looks back at Homelander, and Homelander's just smiling. It cuts to Sage walking down a huge flight of stairs somewhere deep underground. She gets to the bottom of the staircase and reaches a large metal door. There's a keypad. She walks over to it and she starts entering a long 35-digit passcode perfectly. It was all made up. It was all a lie. The blast didn't make her dumb at all. It had no effect. She knew that the boys wouldn't just let her go if they thought she was still a threat to them. She knew that if she acted like she was stupid and that her powers were taken away, they'd have no reason to stop her. They'd have no reason to stop someone that they didn't view as a threat to them or a threat to the people of the country. So they just let her walk, and walk she did. Homelander would then have no issue killing Butcher, and then Starlight, and then MM and Huey, and Homelander would win. He would be so high in power that after killing all of them, he would have no issue getting rid of the non-believer citizens. That would be the next logical step in his plan. Maybe other countries would get involved to try to stop him, and that causes a war. More chaos for Sage to hide from. Maybe he just has no opposition at all, and he goes on to slaughter tens of millions of people. It doesn't matter though, because no matter the outcome, she isn't worried, because she has proven time and time again that she is much smarter than Homelander. She could just outsmart him at every turn. The only time that she miscalculated and that got her into all this mess was when it involved Soldier Boy. She couldn't calculate the impact of love. But now, everyone that Homelander ever loved and everyone that ever could potentially love Homelander is gone. Ryan is gone, Soldier Boy is gone. There is no one left to love him, or no one left for him to love. It all just became really easy for her to navigate, since the person that she is navigating against is an idiot. So now she can just read and be in peace for the rest of her life. Well guys, that's going to be this video though. I'm really considering making one of these for maybe the Deep or the O-Father or some other characters, maybe even Homelander. So if that's something you feel like you would want to see, feel free to comment and let me know. And if you watched the video, I appreciate it and thank you so much. And I'll see you guys next time.